This memory mistake is really easy to make because it's the lazy option. So what happens is when people start getting into memory techniques or when they start learning information, they get all excited, but then they take a long break between learning and using memory techniques. Maybe it's 2 weeks, maybe it's a month. And so it doesn't just apply to memory competition. It applies to anything out there, anything that you're learning. So maybe you have different memory systems, and maybe you're creating some or you finish them, but then you take a break. And then you get back, you're like, oh man, I don't remember any of these images for these specific systems. Well, it's because you took such a long break, your mind wasn't really able to make all those connections and associations with whatever the information is and the image. And so, of course, you're not going to be able to remember it. And then you have to go back and relearn everything all over again because that long break you took. If you took a couple of days, that's okay, but taking a long extended period of time is going to hurt you. And so if you're learning something like chemistry, there's so much information to learn and different types of information and what you have to do with it. And so if you're taking a break on something like this, believe me, I remember taking a break like Christmas break between chemistry 1 and chemistry 2. You come back and you just don't remember anything because that break was so long. You did all that work that one semester and then you're like, oh, vacation, now I could relax, forget everything, never practice, never study, never even look at all the different chemistry again, right? And then you get back like, oh man, you have to kind of relearn everything. And that happens for me all the time in school, every single semester in every single subject. Probably math might be the exception because I really like math. But for everything else, I would totally understand it and know it. But then second semester, I would have to like spend time relearning everything. And that's how damaging it is to take a long break on memory techniques, and pretty much anything else. But when you're trying to use memory techniques and get that skill of memory techniques, down, and you take a long break, you have to relearn everything you forgot. Now, you really didn't forget it. It's still there, but it's going to take more effort to bring yourself back up to where you were. Of course, if you've been practicing and training for years and years and years and you take a break and you come back, you're going to be a little rusty at first, but you jump back right away. And I notice this when I take a break from memorizing, competition information. After a couple of trials, I'm able to get a deck of cards back under a minute. And so that only comes from years of experience and practicing, So I'm not saying that's going to work for you instantly, but if you do put in the time, that's why it's so important to put a lot of effort in the beginning stages. Because if you get the foundation laid down, if you put all that time in, then you can take these long breaks. Maybe something comes up. Maybe, I don't know, you don't want to go to memory competitions or you want to use memory techniques in general. I don't know why you would, but maybe you do. It's okay because all that training you put in initially, something like this, you might have to do a quick refresher and that's it. You don't have to go back and literally relearn every single thing again. Because if you do that in the beginning stages, and the beginning stage varies for people. Maybe it's a couple months for you. Maybe for me, maybe it was like a year or so. It's hard to tell because everybody learns at a different rate. And so the beginning stages are the most crucial. And if you're taking long breaks during that beginning stage, then you're going to keep having to start back from the beginning, start from scratch, and kind of relearn everything and move forward. Right now, I'll be honest, my binary system, oh man, this bad boy. My binary system, I've used it for multiple competitions, but I don't even know it right now, so I have to go back and relearn it all. Now, of course, like right here, this is 33. So that's going to be Mickey. So the system I use is fairly easy because I'm using my number system still. I just had to decode what the numerical values are from these binary, but I have to get efficient with it. So yes, if I would have kept up with practicing my system and stuff like that, it wouldn't be that hard to kind of start memorizing binary right away. But since I took a long break, I still know the basic idea behind my system, but it's going to take a while to get back into knowing my system pretty well and memorizing at a okay rate. I'm not going to say like world champion rate, but at an okay rate. And that's because the long break I took set me back that much. So learn from my mistakes and don't take a long break. So hopefully you enjoyed this video and I'll see you next time.